So Aries, your weekly message focuses a lot in a sense of novelty. I feel like some of you will be drawn to something new, to something that inspires you to take a certain leap, perhaps to change a little bit the setting of something in your life that has, either become boring to you or just bringing a lot of this unsatisfying element. There's this deep desire to seek fulfillment, and some of you, your fulfillment is associated directly with adventures, novelty again, new beginnings, new things that in which you can be feeling release and freedom. I feel like some of you, you're held back by something. It's like you're seeing the direction. Some of you know where you should be heading, or you will get to have that understanding where that step, where that action, where that risk might be. It's like where you should be taking it, but something is holding you back. It could be fear. Some of you, it's paranoia as well. Some of you are too much wrapped around a lot of fear and a lot of delusions of what it's like being a lot in the mind and creating a lot again of delusions about things that you don't really have a reason or a reliable source of backup to justify those same paranoid voices or thoughts. So some of you, this could be also talking about a lot of trust issues that some of you are having. It could be with your own personal relationships, or just in general this anxious feeling about what surrounds you, being a little bit guarded. And I have to say, for some of you, it's like you're afraid of everything that surrounds you. Like some of you, Aries, are showing here as being so tense, so on guard. It's like when we are walking on a street and we're always looking back, afraid of someone that might be following us, and those type of things. I feel like there's a lot of suspicions here, a lot of suspicious energy with you, and for some it's unfounded. It feels like unfounded. For some others of you, this is about finding a sense of a release when it comes to energy that you have not been letting go, that it's starting to build up and create a lot of that tense feeling, like perhaps not wanting to, but even coming across as being very hasty or very irritable. So some of you might be very, let's say like your moods might not be the most receptive or docile. There's something here sour, bitter, resentful, and this week is all about finding ways to channel those feelings, to release them, to put them out in a conscious way, so it doesn't hinder your own progress, or it doesn't hinder your relationships, or it makes you stop from taking the steps that you're being called to take. Some of you, it's about not being able to sustain a situation as well much longer. It's like, I feel like some of you are reaching your limits when it comes to something in your life that you have been withstanding. It could be a challenge. It could be, again, a pressure. Some of you might be family pressure of people in general with you. You might feel like everybody is pressuring you to be someone or to do something that you don't feel comfortable doing, or you don't want to do. And some of you need to figure out what you really desire. I do feel like some of you have lost a little bit track of what you really want to do. So there's this idea of reassessing as well, the moment where you are, where you're standing, to figure out, how you're feeling. How it's like make it this checkup with your own self and try to figure out um, if the things that are you are surrounded with, if the things you are doing, the people you are dealing with, all of it, like make an analysis. If it does, the things that you want to take with you ahead and the things that don't make sense to you to keep taking. So there's a lot of an evaluation that it's needed, I feel, as well. And some of you are advised to back off, like if things are too tense, if things are too hasty, take time out, take a time out to breathe, again, to reflect, because the tendency to point fingers, to have, again, a lot of this, to be very triggered, is like easily triggered. And so the responses from that can be very come across as blunt or hurtful, critical, argumentative, either coming from you or others. There's this back and forth energy of some immaturity when it comes to communication as well. So pointing fingers and who's right, who's wrong, all those type of energies is like fueling something that it's immature, that you don't need in your life, and that it's not going to, it's not going to open here a door to solutions. It's just going to make you and whatever the situation is be moving in circles and be left in a position where you know what, those times where we cannot even stand our own selves. I feel like some of you are really in need of a break, and because you can be getting impatient with your own being. It's like not knowing how to handle your own energy, because your energy is very it feels like it's very volatile as for now. So a lot of peaks of intense emotion and anger and passion all together. You're like willing to fight. I feel like there's some of you are like in this willingness to fight, or to get into trouble, to get into conflict, directly or indirectly. It seems that there's a subconscious pull during this time to get you in positions where that friction, right, it's going to happen and create some clashes and create some conflict, some debates. I do feel like it shows as very, some of you could be having a lot of loud, difficult debates, discussions, again, fights, but it feels like very verbal, very loud verbal arguments. Others of you, this is again about you just feeling wronged or wronged by someone, like feeling like someone is really treating you unfairly, and so being quite upset with it and not shying away from actually showing how upset you are. Others of you, you want some sense of revenge, or you might be dealing with a vengeful as well type of personality, a little bit of someone that might not be the best person to be around, at least during this week, because egos are going to be, egos are going to win here the battles. So when we are fighting with ego, the tendency to really overdo something and not get to the point of what's really going on and how to fix it, if there is any fixing to be done, it gets even harder. So I hope you have a great week. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. As usual, I have a special tarot offer available at the sales price for the month of April, and it's called Game On. And if you'd like to know more details about that special offer or any other of my tarot services, just email me. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do so by following the PayPal link, which is also down below.